Hi, and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Saturday night to join me. I really do appreciate it. See, at some point during the week, I figure out what day it is, and it at least happens 2 to 3 times, so I'm not surprised. Most notably, I just kind of remember the weekends, which I guess is kind of weird because maybe all of y'all out there maybe don't remember your weekends and everything else. There was a point in time in my life where I've not remembered many weekends, so it's all good. Anyways, I hope that you guys are doing really good, and tonight I want to talk about something that I think we can all relate to. I feel like last night's video didn't do very well, and that's okay. No one wanted to see the title that said Trump actually did something good. I might change the title to that video. I've never changed the title to any video here in more than just like a little under 1,100 videos, but I wasn't complimenting Donald Trump. Remember, I am a capital socialist. I like the whole socialist ideology and stuff, and the guy is a fascist. So I'm just saying that if you do watch yesterday's video, definitely keep all those things in mind. But tonight I want to talk about lost and found. Okay, now how that may apply to you or how it may not, is just kind of a way that it's kind of a reason you may or may not be watching this video. You gotta forgive your boy here. I'm a little tired. Just been kind of busy, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about tonight, just because I think that at some point in all of our lives we've encountered a situation where we've either lost something or we found something, and that can be a tangible item that's worth pretend monopoly money that's actually used to buy stuff in IRL, so not real monopoly, you know what I mean. Anyways, there's a lot of things that over the course of our lives are lost and found. Sometimes we lose things and we never find them. Sometimes we find the things that we lost. Moreover, kind of from like an existential point of view, just to kind of get all the cheesy stuff out of the way. This after all is a show entirely dedicated to me. Oh my god, I'm doing something for myself. Holy potatoes, I must be a narcissist. What's wrong with this guy? I don't know. It's just what I happen to be doing. And, in this current juncture, right, like, I really feel like I'm starting to come together. I'm starting to be more of, like, the person that I was 20 years ago. Seems almost like a lifetime, but again, it's just sometimes we kind of lose sight of things, and it takes some people longer than others, and some people don't ever find their way. And that's kind of not just an existential thing. That's kind of like a real thing. Unfortunately, we live in a world where it's pretty easy to fall into the cracks, unless you're born with a stupid amount of money. And even now, a lot of millennials, Zs, and alphas are finding out that even with the additional comfort of family support and generational wealth, you can still destroy your life. It's not very hard in a world that's so just, about, like, hate, you feel me? And, like, the perpetuation of, like, me over you and all of these other things, which in no way do I advocate for, nor do I think it's positive or, progressive in any kind of a way. And even I know that we gotta make progress, and that comes in small increments again. And for those of us that never have an opportunity to find ourselves, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I wouldn't blame the victims in this particular metaphorical situation so much as, again, I would blame the people like all of us that have a privilege to, say something about what's going on and to change the things around us ultimately. I feel like that's really important. And I feel like that's something that we can all do, even just with the small amount of freedom that we have. And it's really important that we do those things. Otherwise, we have the same equal opportunity to fall into those cracks, It is a pretty self-serving interest, so much as that it is, like, if you look out for other people, and you know what I mean, most likely they'll look out for you, and that's just how the world works, and it kind of works just the opposite, too, if you don't look out for people, And so, call it karma, call it a circle, call it whatever you will, it's just the way that things go, And so, I just find that recently, again, I've stressed this enough, since I opened this channel, basically, with my age and all of these different things, but, like, it's a keen reminder, and I feel like it's a subconscious little slight to myself. Every time I remind myself that I'm 37 years old, and as much as I've really appreciated all of the opportunity that I've squandered over the last 17 years or so, pretty much 20. It's hard to find yourself. It's tough. I can't imagine, had I not been given the opportunities that I still have and had been given after my life completely turned upside down, only then again to have another couple of strikes. Your boy's batted out a couple times here, like as in struck out, full count, back to the batter's box, And so it's just one of those things that I've become so accustomed to just not expecting anything, you feel me? Yeah, not feeling bad for myself type of way, but just uncertain, uncertain of how to get to where I knew I could become the person that I was and then rebuild from there, just because I need to take all of the experiences that I've had in the last 20 years or so and wrap them up into a blanket and put that blanket into a storage bin and never forget about that blanket. It's not going to disappear. I understand that the bad times, the regrets, the squandered opportunities, all of these different things, I have to learn from them, and I just feel like recently I'm really starting to come back around to thinking that maybe that I have made some small improvements in my life. And again, as much of a narcissist as I may come off to be, I get it. I've been told before. Again, I'm not sure how that applies, just simply because I have pretty high standards for myself, and then I pretty much let them go by the wayside and just kind of do whatever. And I get that. I get the hypocrisy sometimes in the way that I've lived my life, and I'm just trying to be an accountable adult, you feel me? And all of the things that I used to advocate for when I was younger and the different things, it's kind of coming full back, you feel me? And so it's just interesting that we can lose all different types of things, including ourselves, and again, whether or not it's ever found again is up to the person, but it's possible, and it's a struggle, but I swear to God, once you get there, it's worth it. I tell you what, there's no place that I'd rather be in my life right now. Again, just even over the past 5 years, not just squandered opportunity, but squandered ample opportunity for financial wealth, beyond my wildest dreams. And yet, here I still am. Again, it's just, I can't just continue to sort of vicariously live my own life, and so I'm just happy that I'm coming to these own conclusions for myself and so forth. And I really hope that, anybody and anyone who ever watches this channel, completely understands that, you're not on your own, you feel me? The world is a pretty messed up place, and it's a pretty empowering thing when you can find yourself, in the middle of all of the trouble. And it's one thing to find yourself when you're with somebody, just different circumstances, but it's taken me a good part of my life on my own by myself to figure out just not what I already knew. Everything is still as important as it was. The things that matter still matter, but now it's just a little bit more appreciated, and again, not I've ever tried to be an unappreciative dude, not that I've ever tried to not recognize, and nor should you ever recognize where you come from and how it made you feel and the person that you are now. But again, I can't ever forget where I come from, and I wouldn't change it for the world, the good and the bad. And so I think a part of growing up and being in these different situations, whether or not it's losing your cell phone at your local concert or whatever, we have an incentive to find the things that we lose, right? Otherwise we wouldn't really have them. And sometimes we lose things that we didn't need to have to begin with, and that's fine. Again, it goes hand in hand, and I think it's interesting because I've lost many things in my life too that I simply did not need, toxic relationships, and it works both ways. It works both ways. Just as much as I don't need those women in my life, those women don't need me in their life. It's both ways. But nonetheless, it's also important to recognize, just as equally as it is to be appreciative of what you lose and find, and you sometimes lose things that you, again, had no business picking up to begin with. So, lesson learned. And I feel like that. That's all. And that's what this vlog is about. Sometimes it's about things that I feel. Sometimes it's just about reporting random stuff. But I tell you, this has been an interesting and fun experience for myself, and it's definitely helped me feel the way that I feel, and every day is still kind of a little bit different than the day before, obviously. But I'm saying in terms of like just really trying to stay focused and really, really just trying to just build myself back up from things that I've lost to ultimately, becoming one with them again, for lack of better words. So, after that whole, speech, let's get out of character here. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you guys. Remember, the face swipe, it's an homage to the Crazy Ex's bestie. Shout out. But, for the record, I mean, I'm not even not saying her name, because, I'm, afraid of, some Mirando, woman getting upset with me or whatever. It's just because she was so unimportant that I don't know her name. So, I'm pretty sure she remembers my name, which goes to speak, who matters more in this whole little evil, diabolical game of hating one another for no good reason, Anyways, I'm just saying, but I've been doing okay, and no cap on any of that, you feel me? I feel like finally, I'm starting to just be a better person, a better version of myself, and I think that's good. I think it's good. I don't know why it would be bad. I just am kind of disappointed it's taken me so long to, feel like this again. And it comes and it goes. Life is like a roller coaster, you feel me? Just a few years ago, I was getting ready to open a food truck and had dreams and these different stuff, and just sometimes that didn't at all work out in any kind of way that I thought was supposed to, or but you learn from your mistakes, and that was a tough L. And then I came back to Albuquerque and decided to, pick up the rando from the yard sale. And that worked out real well for me. No, it didn't. But, here I am now after I also fell out of a tree 35 feet. To this day, I hope to meet the people that, facilitated the whole rescue situation, and just because I don't know, and I'd like to say thank you. So that's all. Yeah, holy Jesus Christ. These things that I think about, it's really intense, just because that last tier of what I had gone through with the whole thing and the ex, really did end in that very way. And so it was I wish it was a joke, I wish I could come up with material like that, but sometimes it just happens, it's entirely non-fiction. And so yeah, that happened. But I'm doing better, I'm doing obviously I'm doing a little bit better than I was then, and so it's just all a learning experience. And Lost and Found was an interesting topic to talk about. But yeah, so I hope that you guys are doing really well. I know that school's about to get out. I know that you might be enrolled in summer class. I know that you might be going into a summer job, or you might be moving away from parents' home or whatever. Good luck to all of you in all of your journeys in life, you feel me? Don't ever give up. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something, and just stay focused, you feel me? It's tough. Nothing is easy. Nothing worthwhile is easy. Anything that's easy is you get what you pay for, you feel me? And that's a fact. Anything and everything that's easy is just that. It's easy. And that's not fun, what's fun is staying focused and being difficult, It's not difficult as in an agitator. I'm just saying as in just not so, have some goddamn pride. I don't know, like some intuition, I don't know, some chivalry. I don't know, some self respect. I'm just saying, it's an interesting thing, but I seriously, to all of you guys, there's so many people that watch this channel, and again, it may not happen like in a night or two, but I tell you, a lot of people are watching, and I appreciate all of you. You feel me? It's not like that. Like, I have a character. This whole show is a joke. I just sit here and talk to you guys, and I just do appreciate it. I hope that I say some things that may make you smile, or at the very most, at least make you aware that there are other people in this world that care about you, even if you don't know them, and that's how we should feel about everyone. We should care about everyone, even if we know them or not, and it's just would be a little bit more productive of a situation. I think that we have more from than what's going on, and so I hope that you guys have a really good night. Thank you very much for watching my channel. My voice is starting to give. I gotta go. There's some coffee to finish and a handful of Oreos, and my roommate and I are finishing the last episode on disc 1 of The Walking Dead. So I gotta go. I hope that you guys have a fun and safe Saturday night. Do what you do, but stay safe. Don't ever get in a car with anyone that's had anything at all to drink whatsoever at all at any point during that day. And there is never any excuse to justify engaging in doing that behavior. So remember, don't do it, and call somebody. You feel me? Stay where you're at. Do anything other than make dumb decisions, So I hope that you guys have a really good night. Stay safe out there. It is a weekend. The weather's warming up, so just take care of yourselves, okay? I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye.